this is a very crucial part of what a variation. That is what a partial variation. And then let's demonstrate that by this example. So one of the questions are the cost of producing car or motor car in a certain factory is partly, right? So the word here is what partly. So once you have that or you come across this word partly, that tells you that that was what a partial what variation. They say it's partly what it's partly varies, it's partly constant, right? So it's partly constant. That's what the question is saying. It's partly constant. So we know a variation, right? So partly constant means that this is just a key, a constant. So this is the variation symbol, partly constant, and what? Partly inverse as the what? The number of cars produced what? Per day, right? So and inverse. So the emphasis here is that that end here in what? Partial variation is what? Plus, right? So it's plus. That end in between that statement there is plus, right? It's plus. So pay close at unlike the in case of the joint, right? In case of the joint what? Variation. That end here is what multiplication. You just need to go straight forward. If you are following the lesson up to this point, you should understand what I'm trying to say here. So the difference between the joint and the partial is that the partial here is the plus, right? Whereby the joint is just what a straightforward. There's no that is a multiplication sign, right? So for the partial, it's just what a plus, and then for the partial, too, you have two different what constants. Is that okay? So the first one, according to that question, says that varies directly or partly as well, a constant, and inversely as well, the number of the cars produced. So this is what the number inverse. You know this guy, right? So and inversely as well, the number of the cars produced. Remember, there's a key here. There's a key here, separated by what? A plus. That is just a quick and simple understanding of a partial variation. Always there's a first one, and then the second one is plus whatever follows. Is that okay? So remember the constants are what? Are two. Now you know how to rewrite this guy here, right? So with the equal to sign, and then you proceed from here. This guy multiplied with one. That we are going to have k two here. So the reason for the k1, k2 just to separate the two different constants. Is that okay? And then you are given that the cost of the producing is so 1,600. And then for how many days? How many number of days? 4 days, right? So the n here is the 4 from the question, and then this is the number of days thing being produced. So what do you do here? You know what to do, right? So here this is a fraction. So we assume that this is over 1, this is also over 1. So if you have an equal to sign in the fraction, you multiply through by 4.